A man accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from clients has his day in court, and Channel 2 investigator Bill Spencer was there to confront him.
Bill was the first to report on Marcus Thompson in 2016, and it was his reporting that eventually led to criminal charges for this contractor, who's accused of cheating families out of their money.
And now Bill has the exclusive investigation and how the contractor has hurt so many hardworking families who trusted him.
Marcus Thompson is a big, burly barn builder, but as usual, he doesn't want any part of talking to me.
Is there anything you want to say to all of these people that you've taken tens of thousands of dollars from? I mean, do you feel sorry about this at all? Do you have any regrets, any remorse? Took a whole lot of money from a lot of people, man.
The fact is, we at Channel 2 Investigates have been chasing down Marcus Thompson since 2016.
I mean, there's a lot of victims in this case. Hundreds of thousands of dollars involved.
Trying our best to get answers for hardworking families like Chris and Tricia Louvier of Rocheron, a blue-collar couple raising 3 children who paid Thompson more than $21,000 to build them a work barn, but they got nothing in return.
He's taken $21,000. He has done no work at all.
Kelly and Lauren Dyer of Houston paid Thompson a total of $34,000 for a pole barn, but we're left with this mess. No walls, no foundation, no roof, just some wood framing.
He lied, he cheated, and he stole from us. He was a fraud the whole way.
And that's just the beginning. In all, Channel 2 Investigates has found more than a dozen families who paid Thompson and his Lone Star Barn Company tens of thousands of dollars for jobs that were never even close to completed.
How much did he take total from you?
$55,000.
He's taken $60,000 from us.
Took $54,000.
Over a period of years, Marcus Thompson scammed multiple victims.
Is it safe to say the dollar figure that he stole is over $500,000?
Yes, that's true.
But now, almost 3 years later, it is all over for this barn builder flim-flam man. Now, Thompson is in court, charged with aggregate theft, a first-degree felony crime that carries a huge punishment.
What is the maximum he could face in terms of sentencing?
The maximum sentence is 99 years or life in prison.
And what do you know? Thompson decides to plead guilty. That's right, guilty to stealing from people like Kelly Dyer.
Just seeing him made me angry, but him saying that he was guilty and pleading guilty was, I think, the first time I'd ever heard him tell the truth.
And what about all that money he took from all of those families?
Marcus, you're pleading guilty. You're admitting you ripped all these families off for a lot of money. Is there any chance you'd like to try to pay back any of the money you stole from these people? Anything to say. You don't feel bad about what happened to these families? Nothing to say to them at all? Yeah, I mean, I just can't tell you how badly Marcus Thompson has hurt these families, both financially and emotionally. I mean, all the anguish they have been through the last 3 years. One senior couple, Robert and Janice Coulter, they gave Thompson the bulk of their retirement savings, $60 grand for a new metal home that was never completed. But on October 29th, justice will finally be served. That is the day that Thompson is scheduled to be sentenced by Judge Amy Martin, and you'd better believe many of the people Thompson has scammed will be there to watch. So will we, and we'll be bringing it to you.
Boy, you know, it's amazing just how far an I'm sorry would go.
He couldn't say something? I mean, I gave him the chance over and over again. You know, you got to feel bad about this, don't you? Yeah. Nothing.
Big burly guy, not brave enough to say I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good work. Very, very good work.
Bill.
All right.
All right, if you have a story for Channel 2 Investigates, call the tip line 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@kprc.com.